Some of my greatest accomplishments have been my failures because I learned how to do something the right way, or I learned how to not push so hard, or I learned how to market a different way.
Everybody hold on to your hat out there. Fast and Loud is no more. I have exited Discovery, and I'm a free agent.
What?
We're going to be doing some cool things in 2021.
News claiming that Richard Rawlings, the charismatic star of Fast and Loud, has passed away, has sent shockwaves through the automotive world. For years, Richard captivated fans with his bold personality, incredible car restorations, and the legendary Gas Monkey Garage. The sudden reports have left admirers stunned, desperate for confirmation. Is this news true or a false alarm? If he is still alive, what has he been working on since the show ended? Join us as we unravel the mystery surrounding Richard Rawlings' life.
With deadlines looming and projects piling up, it can feel like a lot to handle. That's why I'm thrilled to partner with BetterHelp. They connect you with the licensed therapists who really get it.
The loud king of cars. Richard Rawlings was an unstoppable force in the automotive world. With his trademark swagger, he became the face of Fast and Loud, a television series that transformed rusty relics into gleaming machines. Audiences around the world tuned in not just for the cars, but for Richard himself, his larger-than-life personality, his confidence, and his relentless passion for speed. At the heart of Richard's empire is Gas Monkey Garage, the Dallas-based workshop that became a temple for car lovers. Inside those walls, classics long forgotten were resurrected, from battered muscle cars to once glorious hot rods. Every project bore the unmistakable stamp of Richard's ambition. What set him apart was the ability to breathe character into them, turning every car into a story on wheels. While many viewed him as brash and unfiltered, Richard never pretended to be anything else. His style was unapologetic, and his commitment to automotive artistry unquestionable. The man could walk into a junkyard, see a forgotten shell, and picture a roaring masterpiece waiting to be unleashed. That visionary instinct kept Fast and Loud alive for nearly a decade, making it one of the Discovery Channel's most popular shows. For 8 adrenaline-filled years, Richard and his crew turned the ordinary into the extraordinary. Then, in 2020, came the announcement that rocked the automotive world. Fast and Loud was ending. For fans, it felt like the end of an era. From its explosive premiere in 2012 to its grand finale nearly 8 years later.
You do the new stuff, I'll do the old stuff.
That's
We'll
right.
make money together.
That's right.
Kick ass, brother. All right, well, we'll stick this thing in the back of the lot, figure out what else is coming in or coming out today.
The show had become a staple in car culture. Viewers had grown used to the drama, the laughter, and, above all, the craftsmanship. Yet Richard knew that every chapter eventually closes. After years under the weight of television schedules, he wanted to run Gas Monkey Garage on his own terms, without cameras dictating the pace. But Richard Rawlings was never destined to fade into the shadows. Even after the final episode, his name continued to roar across the internet. Gas Monkey Garage remained alive and thriving, proving that Richard's empire wasn't built on television fame alone. His brand stretched into merchandise, live appearances, and even collaborations with major car companies. When Dodge wanted someone who could embody raw horsepower and fearless style, Richard was the natural choice. His commercials captured the same fiery energy that made him a star. By 2023, whispers around the automotive scene grew louder. Gas Monkey Garage was hiring again. The workshop that had launched countless jaw-dropping builds was once more opening its doors to fresh talent. But just as fast as news of his rehiring spread, so did the news of his alleged death. Is Richard Rawling truly dead, or is it just a rumor due to the silence from his end?
So, everything that I'm chasing, everything I'm doing kind of relates all the way back to the same thing every time. It's always about, making sure that we've got the quality hot rod shop. We're making a good show for Discovery.
Life Beyond, Fast and Loud. The news of the cancellation came as a surprise to many, and this was where the rumor of his death stemmed from. Many wondered why he ended something that was still so successful, and some concluded that it must have something to do with his health. When their speculations were met with silence, it grew more intense, and people concluded that something was definitely wrong with him. However, Richard eventually spoke up, silencing the speculations. Richard explained the decision during his conversation on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast in December 2020. Sitting across from Rogan, Richard admitted that it was time to close one chapter and open another. After conquering the Discovery Channel, he felt he had climbed to the top of that mountain. The turbulent year of 2020 gave him space to reflect, and he realized he was ready for fresh challenges and bigger horizons. One revelation stunned many listeners. Richard disclosed that his Discovery contract was unusually strict, even fining him up to $25,000 if he spoke negatively about the network. He admitted the deal often limited his voice, preventing him from connecting with fans on his own terms. Social media, now a powerful tool for personalities, was barely a factor when Fast and Loud launched in 2012. By 2020, however, being locked out of freely sharing his own world felt like a heavy chain.
So we just landed in Wisconsin. I brought Big Chris with me because there's like 200 plus cars here, and we're going to try to buy as many of them as we can.
For a man as restless and outspoken as Richard, that was unacceptable. So when the series wrapped, Richard embraced his independence with his signature fearlessness. Gas Monkey Garage became more than just a television shop. It transformed into a global brand powered by digital platforms. His YouTube channel exploded past 1 million subscribers, offering unfiltered glimpses into the garage's projects and daily chaos. Free from network restrictions, he could finally post, speak, and share in his own raw style, connecting with fans in ways the TV show never allowed. Yet Richard didn't stop there. Always hungry for the next big thing, he hinted at his dream of launching an automotive podcast, filling a gap in the car world's storytelling space. While that project is still unfolding, another shocking revelation came to light. What was this startling revelation?
When you're an entrepreneur, the hustle is nonstop and the stress can really stack up.
The real story behind Aaron Kaufman leaving Gas Monkey Garage. Fast and Loud fans were stunned when Aaron Kaufman, the beloved lead mechanic and heart of Gas Monkey Garage, stepped away from the show in 2017. Known for his brilliance in tearing down and rebuilding cars with unmatched skill, Kaufman was more than just a star on camera. He was the soul of the garage. While many assumed the shop would crumble without him, Richard Rawlings quickly shut down that notion, emphasizing that Gas Monkey was bigger than any single person. Kaufman's journey to Gas Monkey began in a humble Dallas garage. Long before cameras captured his every move, he was quietly honing his talent, dismantling engines, welding frames, and mastering the art of car fabrication. Richard recognized his potential almost immediately, inviting him to join the team. From that moment, Kaufman's technical genius propelled the garage to new heights, helping transform a local shop into an internationally recognized brand. Despite the admiration and success, behind-the-scenes pressures were mounting. Richard reassured fans that the shop's spirit remained intact, stating on his blog that Gas Monkey Garage is a team, not one individual. He made it clear that while Kaufman's departure was a significant change, it was not the end. The shop's dedication to custom hot rods and vintage car restorations continued, fueled by a committed team determined to uphold the Gas Monkey legacy. So why did Kaufman leave? In interviews, he explained that his departure was driven by a combination of professional frustrations and personal differences. The show's format required projects to fit strict deadlines and budgets, often limiting the scope of the vehicles they could build. Kaufman, whose ambitions for more complex, ambitious cars kept growing, found the constraints stifling. One notable example he cited was his desire to work on larger, more challenging vehicles like the EcoBoost de Tommaso Pantera, while television projects demanded smaller, faster-to-finish builds. These limitations created a crossroads for Kaufman. Balancing his passion for extraordinary car builds against the structured reality of television, he realized the time had come to pursue his vision elsewhere. In his own words, there were personal and professional differences of opinion that made it clear he needed to step away. For fans, this explanation confirmed the rumors of tension behind the scenes, but also showcased Kaufman's integrity. He left to follow his craft rather than compromise his ambitions. Richard, while saddened by the departure, respected Kaufman's decision and praised the time they spent together building Gas Monkey Garage into a powerhouse. The duo's combined efforts had left an indelible mark on automotive culture. And Richard continued to champion the shop's work and uphold the brand's values.
I know firsthand how crucial it is to have a reliable support system to help you clear your head and keep you focused.
Gas Monkey Garage pressed forward, proving that its strength lay not in one individual, but in a team committed to innovation, craftsmanship, and car culture. So what does Aaron do now, and how did their differences lead to the end of their friendship? Aaron Kaufman's Life After Gas Monkey Garage. When Aaron Kaufman left Gas Monkey Garage in 2017, fans feared the legendary mechanic's departure would mark the end of his high-octane journey. In reality, it was just the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by bigger projects, creative freedom, and entrepreneurial ambition. Kaufman's most ambitious post-GMG project was the founding of ArcLight Fabrication in Dallas, Texas. This automotive shop became the perfect platform for his dreams, focusing on bigger projects that television's tight deadlines at Gas Monkey had constrained. ArcLight Fabrication specializes in aftermarket parts for the classic Ford F-100 pickup truck, offering enthusiasts custom solutions while reflecting Kaufman's meticulous attention to detail. The shop thrives to this day, a testament to his dedication and love for automotive craftsmanship. Television wasn't entirely behind him either. Kaufman returned to the small screen with Shifting Gears with Aaron Kaufman, a show that mirrored the excitement of Fast and Loud while highlighting his role as owner of ArcLight Fab. With a hand-picked crew, Kaufman tackled ambitious car restorations, blending high-performance upgrades with his signature hands-on style. Over 2 seasons, the show gained a loyal following, praised for capturing the essence of automotive innovation without losing sight of raw skill and authenticity. Another venture, Aaron Needs a Job, allowed Kaufman to explore a different side of his talent. Traveling across the country, he met people tackling extraordinary automotive projects and even took on challenges outside his usual expertise. The show showcased his versatility and leadership, proving that his skills extended far beyond the familiar walls of Gas Monkey Garage. Fans often wonder about the relationship between Kaufman and Richard Rawlings after the split. While their departure involved a few personal and professional differences, it wasn't the dramatic fallout many assumed. Today, the two remain friends, demonstrating mutual respect and an understanding that their shared history built something remarkable. Richard continues to lead Gas Monkey Garage with energy and vision, while Kaufman pursues his passions on his own terms. Yet, the challenges at Gas Monkey didn't end there. Another shock awaited fans when Richard found himself facing a defamation lawsuit.
A lot of people look at it and they're like, oh my gosh, Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron and Richard, we've been working on this for 11 years.
Richard Rawlings and the Gas Monkey Bar feud. A year after Aaron Kaufman's departure, Richard found himself at the center of a heated legal fight against his own Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, a dispute that revealed just how messy business can get when big names and big money collide. The drama began in June 2018, when Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, along with its managing member, Daniel Flaherty, filed a $6 million lawsuit against Richard. They claimed that the face of Fast and Loud had crossed the line from entrepreneur to saboteur. According to the lawsuit, Richard had allegedly spread false information about the bar, tarnishing its reputation at a crucial time. Even more damaging, they accused him of deliberately interfering with a potential sale to a third-party buyer, disrupting negotiations that could have secured the venue's future. To the bar's management, Richard wasn't just being difficult. He was trying to back out of his licensing agreement and sink their business in the process. The allegations were serious. Defamation was at the heart of the complaint, with claims that Richard's words had done measurable harm to the venue's standing. On top of that came accusations of business interference and breach of contract, with the bar's leadership arguing that Richard had no intention of honoring the licensing deal that gave them the right to use the Gas Monkey name. With $6 million in damages sought, the case was more than just a business disagreement. It was a battle over reputation, money, and control of one of Dallas's most recognizable entertainment brands. Richard, however, was never one to back down from a fight. In March 2019, he fired back with a countersuit of his own. His side of the story painted a very different picture. Richard argued that he had already canceled the licensing agreement in late 2018 after repeated disputes with the bar's management. From his perspective, the bar had been misusing the Gas Monkey trademark and dragging his name into ventures he hadn't approved. His lawsuit pointed to social media promotions, whiskey branding, and events he claimed were inappropriate, all of which, he argued, violated the deal and damaged the reputation he had built through years of hard work. The clash was fierce, exposing the cracks in what had once seemed like a thriving partnership. At its core, the fight showed how fragile brand licensing can be when trust disappears, and both sides believe they are protecting what's rightfully theirs. Richard wanted to defend the integrity of his brand, while the bar's management accused him of abandoning commitments and pulling the plug when things no longer suited him. In the end, the fallout was hard to ignore. Gas Monkey Live eventually shut its doors, and the bar that once proudly carried the iconic monkey logo was rebranded as Amplified Live. What had started as an ambitious extension of Richard's empire ended in lawsuits, bitterness, and the slow collapse of a once popular venture. Though the legal smoke has cleared, the scars remain. The feud stands as a cautionary tale of how fame, money, and business can twist even the strongest brands into battlegrounds. For Richard, the cars still roar, the cameras still follow, but the Gas Monkey Bar saga remains one chapter he might prefer to leave in the rearview mirror. So, what drives Richard to keep pushing the limits even today? And how much of his true story have fans really seen on camera? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.